Hey, Data Pled and Herky Durky, welcome. Thank you, Andy Pro. Hey, Harima TV. Yeah, this is a pretty unusual time for me to stream on a Monday, but it's a holiday here in the US, so that would be why. Hey, Sick Nick. Hey, After 5. It's Labor Day. I believe that's always the first Monday in September for us. Thank you, Shadow Snee. Yeah, Happy Squid, who's also from Germany, was mentioning that. Yeah, I remember him saying that yeah, the name translates to Day of Labor, which you commemorate by not working. Hey, Mandor again. So yeah, it's kind of the same deal here. Honoring people's working accomplishments by not working for the most part. I'm already missing the fact that you can use any button on the controller to advance text in FF4. In this game, you can only use the A button. It's always convenient, like at the end of a cutscene, in FF4, I can use the D-pad to close the last text box, then I can buffer movement that way. Thank you, thank you. I think it's about 40 seconds or so over the course of the full run for this category. It's fairly significant just because the text is a bit on the slow side. It varies from game to game, though, how much time that saves and if it saves time at all. Like Final Fantasy 9 and 10, it doesn't save time just because of how cutscenes work and that, how character names get used. Hey, John. Yeah. Yeah, the people that organized that relay did a good job. Too bad it wasn't it stopped being a serious race like 4 hours into it after one of the teams lost an hour on FF2, but what can you do? Hey, Insane Dragonite. But yeah, I believe all of the runs are now highlighted on the Twitch channel, and I've been working out with them on getting them uploaded to the YouTube channel too. Should be up through Final Fantasy 9 should be available now. I was having some issues with 10, I think just because of how long the highlight is. I think it was about 50 minutes or so, maybe, like roughly an hour. I think they gained time on almost every game after FF2, but it just wasn't enough to make up that hour. Well, no, and then they also lost about another half hour on FF4, but yeah, I think outside of those two games, they gain time everywhere else. Oh yeah, yeah. If it's not clear, it's not. I mean, it does cost time in order to rename the characters, but you make that up and more from whenever the game draws out their name in a cutscene. That being faster. Poor Roth lost a lot of time on FF4 between messing up the grind fight and having to redo it, and then dying to Zeromus because of just bad RNG. That's why I like having 4 teams for the SNES Final Fantasy Relay. That makes it a lot more likely that we have at least 2 teams that are pretty close together. Like for the last one we did, we ended up having. I mean, it was skewed a little bit by differences in switching games, but because of that, we ended up having the first and second place teams only be 2 seconds apart at the end of FF6, which was pretty exciting. Yeah, it was the classic 2400 Big Bang. Which is generally that's the main way you can actually lose to Zeromus in No 64. If you're executing well. The people that organized the relay decided not to include any sequels. They just wanted to do main series games. So that's why 10-2 and neither of the 13 sequels weren't part of it. I mean, that's fine by me, given that it was like 66 hours already. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIII's speedrun reminds me a lot of this game, actually, in that a lot of the challenge in the run is avoiding fights instead of winning them. It's been a while since I've actually seen a full 13 run, though. I know. And they don't fix that in 400 years either. Hey, Ares Valor, thank you. I've played all of the non-MMO Final Fantasies, although I haven't beaten Lightning Returns yet. I was just about to get to the final dungeon last time I played it, and then AGDQ happened, and I didn't continue working on it, but I do want to finish it eventually. I haven't played like every possible version of every Final Fantasy game though. Like, I've only played the GBA version of FF5. Well, I think that was the plan, but they weren't able to find runners willing to do the full game FF3 run this particular weekend. Hey, Vinny. That would be this year's AGDQ. Need to do a test to see if doing the fade out glitch to skip that power tab fanfare is actually worth it with my skill level at the fade out glitch. It definitely is with Red Slash's level, but I don't know about mine. Yeah, the credits warp run for FF3 is like 6.5 minutes. It's more of a joke run than anything really serious. I mean, you just need to know all of the inputs for doing the inventory overflow glitch, and then just optimize how fast you can do them. Yeah, I know. It almost seemed like there should have been like a exclamation point FF2 command to explain how the team on the right lost an hour on FF2. Because that and how FF3 was 7 minutes were the main chat questions the whole relay from what I saw. Hey, Vic. First half of the cutscene, I had some pretty beastly text canceling, but then the second half didn't go too well. When I say text canceling means running around so that you close text boxes before they finish drawing out. Yeah, it's going pretty good, Vic. Just celebrating Labor Day by playing video games and enjoying not having to labor. Hey, almost a gold. I'll gladly take a sub 1540 Heckran Skip. If I'd have had better text canceling, that probably would have been gold actually, because I had a pretty sick bird skip as far as wiggle trying to set it up. Yeah. So I'm gonna go up through Zombor Skip no matter what, but if the pace isn't too hot by that point, I might just cam this and do something else instead. Like, I'm tentatively planning to do my 16-bit follower special the last weekend of September, and I want to start derusting some of the games I haven't played for a while, like IOG and FF6. So I might do a bit of that if I end up not finishing this, or I might do some DKC too. We'll see what mood strikes me. But yes, like as hard as it is for me to say I agree with everything Bulgin's saying, we haven't set any firm dates or deadlines or anything for the next Limit Break marathon yet, but it would be pretty reasonable to expect a very similar timeline as far as game submissions and deadlines. No, it's doing a run of every 16-bit game that I know how to speedrun over the course of a weekend. So that means Final Fantasies 4, 5, and 6, Illusion of Gaia, Chrono Trigger, and Donkey Kong Country 2. I've already got kind of a rough schedule put together too, that I'll probably do IOG and FF4 Friday night, FF5 and Chrono Trigger on Saturday, and then DKC2 and FF6 on Sunday. Yeah. Harima TTV was mentioning how there's a German national holiday that's called, translates into English as Day of Labor, which is basically the same thing, celebrating labor existing by not doing any. So the good news is that if I can make it past Magus on a pretty decent pace, I have a really high chance to PB, given that most of the time I lost in my PB was in the Tyranno lair and in the Sunken Desert. Hey, Deter Lavos. Because I lost about 30 seconds or so in the Tyranno lair because of having to fight an extra battle because of Chrono dying to Slash, and Then I lost a minute in the sunken desert because of messing up the manipulation. I'm still surprised I managed to get a 301 on that run too, given that my Heckran and Zombor skips were neither of them were first try. Although I did have a fairly good acid alkaline battle. Oh, interesting. So I should have picked the second option on that first one to save some frames. Let's see if it even matters, though. Alright, come on. Guilty. Yay! So getting found guilty saves about 6 seconds in text in the next cutscene after this. That's too bad. Well, that's not cool if there's street riots. Thank you, Jazzy Boy. There's other stuff you can do to guarantee getting found guilty, but that would cost more time than getting found guilty would save. Like, you could eat the old man's lunch, you could try to drag Marley away from the candy shop, try to sell her pendant to Melchior. All of that would waste more time than you'd save, though. This is actually Coke Zero. Getting not guilty gives you get some free ethers here if you get found not guilty, but if I get found not guilty, I don't actually even pick up the ethers just because it wastes time and inventory space, and I just don't need them in my route. In a casual playthrough, though, you'd want to get unanimous not guilty because to get the maximum number of ethers. Okay. Yeah, I think Essentia has her C4L run listed as her PB because I don't think she streamed or recorded any of her practice runs when she was last running this category. And she unfortunately died to Lavos shell in that run and lost 20 minutes or so. I'd like to see her improve her 100% time a little bit more. At least join the sub 4:45 club. But sounds like she's interested in moving on to other games in the near future to offer stuff for Limit Break next year. Hey, Arcade. Some time here. Probably just because of RNG with the guard sneaking. Mostly. I think I'm level like 27 or so in Splatoon now. I haven't played quite as much of it the past few days. Tips for speedrunning an RPG? Well, if it's an RPG that other people have done runs of before, I would definitely start by watching some other runs and taking some notes on strats that they use, and then kind of doing your own playthrough and figuring out what you want to do. Then once you've gotten a route figured out, I would recommend practicing in chunks. That's what I find the most effective for me, is to kind of work on learning the run, like one dungeon type area or so at a time, and then do like practice runs of the whole game up as far as I've worked on. Probably my biggest bit of general advice for RPG speedrunning. Other people in chat can feel free to chime in if they have their own tips too. Because I have no experience routing a game completely from scratch. Oh cool, Drifting Skies. Yeah, being prepared to play a lot is kind of true of any speedrun, though. That's why, I mean, an age-old question is, what game should I speedrun? And the answer is generally a game that you enjoy playing and think that you still will after playing it a lot. Wait, what? Oh no, power balloon. That's a relatively simple menu to make a derp on. I blame that troll that I was making sure got banned appropriately. Yeah, I've heard that quite a few times too, that people pick games to speedrun because of getting trolled by them, or well, just having a really hard time with them as a kid and wanting revenge. Yeah, I did the Guardian skip a bit riskier than usual to try to make up for that menu derp. Thank you, JT Naramaki and New Aged Cube. Well, credit for the relay goes to I think it's Sereth, Rory Extra Life, and Seven Sins and Maelstrom. I wasn't really much involved with it beyond getting them set up on the Limit Break channel and helping it get put on the Twitch front page and stuff. Hopefully the next time they do that, they'll be able to get people to do full game FF3. Of the 8-bit Final Fantasies, that's the only one I have kind of some interest in doing at some point. Because No Job Glitch FF3 is a pretty cool run. It's filled with tons of glitches and manipulation. And you actually get to hear the soundtrack in full too, because of using I don't know if you could really call it a glitch so much as an exploit to skip pretty much all of the random encounters in the game. Hey, I gained time there despite that menu derp. I must have had a really sloppy Guardian skip in my PB. Yeah, I was there for Duckfist's FF3 bonus stream run at AGDQ, and that was a really cool run. The man. To be confused with Breakdown is the real The Man. Hey, DN Anime. bumping into Johnny's back twice manipulates the score when I cross the finish line to make it pretty trivial to actually win the race. You can save like a second or two here if you try to stay in front of Johnny, but that makes actually winning the race a lot harder. As the fact that the fastest time for for no Lavos Shell Skip lost the race and still got under 3 hours attests to. Oh, Religion with the shots. Time to get robo-rolled. Maybe Essentia will do something in her FF12 running career, however long that lasts, that wins her the same notorieties for getting to cast float and losing the Johnny race repeatedly. Apparently my equivalent to that is selling the diamond gloves in FF9. Chuckalator has a list of shame that I was one of the first members of because of selling the diamond gloves. Which is pretty much the worst possible mistake you can make during the pandemonium shopping in FF9. Yeah, I've had that happen a few times where I've said, hey, this game, or I've thought about a game or like casually played it or something and thought, yeah, you know, hey, this might make a cool speedrun, and then I like watched a video of a actual speedrun, like, oh, this is dumb, I'm not doing this. Yeah, that's what my notes for that shopping are pretty much too. It just has a list of stuff not to sell, because you sell more than half of the loose equipment you have on you at the time. Oh hey Maelstrom, good job with everything with the Final Fantasy relay. Oh, Sereth sold what was on the list. Oops. I wonder if that earned a special place on Chuckalator's list of shame. I think the last time he tweeted a picture of it, there were some people that had like multiple entries on it too. Yeah, you're quite welcome. I read your wrap-up post, and yeah, I'll when I get some time in the next few days, I'll try to get a dump of the viewer statistics. This might have a little bit of potential if they don't mix up too much. Okay, nice. I was hoping that other red one would be almost dead. Okay, that was an average fight. It wasn't really terrible, but it wasn't good either. This is the... Also, if anyone not familiar with the run, this is the worst RNG in the whole game. The worst true RNG in the whole run is that fight there, because the colors of the slimes is random. Alright, good night, Harima. I don't have Slash yet, because I haven't fought enough battles. Like, the only techs I actually have at this point are Cyclone, Flame Toss, and Rocket Punch. If I actually had Laser Spin, that might be worth using on that fight, but since they're either resistant to or just not weak to fire, so it's not worth using Fire Whirl on them. Same deal with the R series too. Fire Whirl does a little more damage than Cyclone, but not enough to make the fight go any faster, so I just use Cyclones. You can get a capture card that works with a SNES for like $50 or less on Amazon. Because if you're just doing standard definition stuff, which would be like any console up to and including the PlayStation 2 and Wii, or those type of consoles, then that gives you a lot more options. Yeah, it kind of depends on the community for specific games if they recognize emulators or not. Might have a sub 47, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a sub 47, which is a pretty good time for our series. Yeah, I lost some time on the acid alkaline fight, but that's still a really solid pace for this point in the run. My fastest time for our series ever is actually 46:12, and that's with just an absolutely god-tier acid alkaline fight where I think I had like 4 greens and they all clustered together nicely for cyclones. Greens are preferable because they have 1 less HP and a lot less defense. I don't have a sub button. I live vicariously through the RPG Limit Break channel sub button. Alright, so I can pretty easily make up that 8.9 seconds and more on the next split if I get the Heckran Skip quickly. Yeah, vicarious food is very yummy. Yeah, we're gonna do Lavos Shell Skip, totally. I'm more personally a fan of the Lavos Shell Skip, where you actually finish a run and stuff. Anyone's curious, Lavos Shell Skip is a quadruple frame perfect trick that has some randomness to it too, and if it actually works or not, so no thanks. Yeah, I was one of many people who didn't even know there was a frog Specchio until seeing a speedrun for the first time. Because you have to have gone out of your way to avoid or run away from battles up until this point in order to still be low enough leveled to get the frog Specchio. Hey, Biscuit Mouth. Yeah, Specchio is the same in all versions of the game. I mean, the main story and the side quests are the same. I mean, the DS remake has some more side quests in it. I think some of which require having beaten the game already. But that's it. Alright, a little bit of luck I could get here with Marley getting a critical in the hinge. That's not guaranteed because I'm not manipulating the RNG for the battles at this point because of the acid alkaline fight. If you got a critical, I could save having to flame toss it, so it just saves a few seconds. Now, the DS version has one extra ending, which is the one for defeating the Dream Devourer. I don't think I've ever actually done that myself. Most runners these days use open broadcaster software to broadcast and live split to track times. Okay, I don't want to get the big bats up there. That's a pretty tight skip. Alright, this is one of the harder boss skips here. Oops, that's not a great start. Should have known better than to think I could make it all the way up there too. Okay, nice. Other than it would have been nice if I hadn't messed up the save anywhere glitch and been confident enough that I in just resetting immediately after saving, but that was a pretty clean Heckran Skip. I mean, I should, yeah, because it's pretty much guaranteed. If I make it far enough up that Chrono is kind of, I don't. It's kind of hard to describe, but I just basically look at Chrono's stride. Or his what part of his run animation he's in, as far as my cue for whether I got the skip or not. So yeah, and so yeah, it probably would have been like -20 or so if I hadn't derped the save anywhere setup. Sorry, Heckran, you get skipped again. This part of the story always seemed a little odd to me, that you can't just that you have to go back to Leany Square to gain access to the gates. I mean, I get why they did that. It's to make you go through Heckran's cave as kind of a tutorial for magic and combos, but it does seem a little odd for like the time travel physics and stuff. Hey, Kari. Afternoon, ma'am. Oh, it's you. Hey, Bogus DD. Alright, Zomber skip pipe. Alright, I believe we have ourselves a run here. Really? That was dumb. I had one input left to remove Robo's helmet, and then I pressed B instead of A for some reason. Mountains are indeed nice. But we already know that. Alright. Let's keep the run alive and not mess up this fight like I did in the race the other day. Yeah, I only get that speed tab in 100%. I don't use Luca enough in any percent for it to really be worth giving her an extra speed tab. enjoy the music. Alright, nice. Would have been a 104 if I'd have had a better Heckran Skip, but low 105 is a good time. By my standards, at least. No, there's no version. There's no different versions of the ROM, as far as I know, for this game. The English and Japanese versions are pretty different for speedrunning because of glitch differences, but I'm not aware of any different versions of the US ROM. No! Alright. That means it's officially the run. Too bad, sometimes I regret that the route doesn't have Robo in your party at this point, because then you get to find out about Roy Clem instead of Melchior. Yeah, if your party leader is level 99, then Specchio becomes a red new, which is basically the game's super boss. Although it's kind of lame, if you ask me, that that you can't actually fight it unless you're level 99, which kind of takes some of the fun out of it. Okay, hopefully I can make it through this next segment without having RNG issues like I did in the race, but pretty sure I understand why. Because when I use my first slash on the Reptites in this next fight, if I do it before Marley's tech menu appears, I think that can mess up the RNG for some reason. Hey, counts. Okay, definitely should be good there. Thank you, BDR. I'm not talking quite as much as I usually do, just because I'm trying to focus more on the run, just so I can get this run wrapped up and move on to other stuff, like upping my FF4 game. But if people have questions, feel free to ask. Thank you, Cloud. Alright, then fight with the two evil weevils. We'll see if my RNG is still set right for Nizbel. Looking for Chrono to get hit for 34. Alright, excellent. Good. As long as I don't get extra fights, I'm fine for Nizbel now. Alright. Almost a gold, too. Might have been a little more aggressive with the movement in the room before this. Probably would have golded by a second or two. Yeah, that's the most unfortunate thing about the relays, that it kind of stopped being a serious race after FF2, but That definitely didn't seem to hurt as far as people having fun and the event pulling in tons of Twitch viewers. Yeah, that's really nice for almost 70 hours of playing, but would have been nice if it was just closer, like within like 15 to 20 minutes for a lot of it. That's one definite nice thing about having 4 teams like we do for the SNES Final Fantasy relays, that it usually works out that at least 2 of the teams are fairly close together. We had a 2-second spread between first and second place in the last one, although some of that was due to differences in people's setup time. Next weekend there's going to be the finals for a big Final Fantasy IV tournament that's been going on the past couple months. I believe the weekend after that there's going to be a Mario RPG relay, although not a race, just a series of games. Next relay race I think is going to be the Mana Seiken Densetsu Series 1 organized by Magus in November. This run is about 3 hours. No, I'm not going to do Shell Skip. What it is and why I'm not doing it is in my FAQ in my Twitch bio. This is too bad. At least I got 2 of the bird skips, but this is one of the better ones to get because it means I don't have to reset again before Magus Castle. Yeah, there's a Google Doc spreadsheet. If anybody knows where the link is, feel free to put it in. I'm a little busy at the moment. Yeah, actually, then again, there's cutscenes here. See if I can find it. Shell Skip is a glitch that lets you skip all of the final battles instead of just the last 2 phases. which I'm going to be doing in this route. It saves about 20 minutes if you get it quickly, but it takes 4 frame perfect inputs, and some of them aren't guaranteed to work even if you get the right frame. I don't like what it does to the route too, just because it makes it so that it kind of turns the run into more of a glitch fest too, because there's no real final boss then. You just do a series of glitches and then the game ends. Oh, you mean for 100%? Yeah. He and Essentia have really close PBs. I'd like to see both of them keep at it and get better times, but I think Abda's more interested in all endings right now, and Essentia in other games. It's nice to see that All Endings has evolved into something more than just kind of a joke run. Because I think the start of it was Abda getting tired of people constantly asking him in his chat how long an All Endings run would take, so he just did it once to finally answer the question. Hey Zach, hey DMC Aether. Yeah, New Game Plus is like 7 minutes long. It's I mean, you're using a maxed out file, so you just start the game, go to the fairgrounds, use the New Game Plus teleporter, and then kill Lavos. I just learned a few days ago that there's actually the Japanese version actually has a glitch that's useful in New Game Plus. That's pretty silly because something probably some people don't actually know about this game is that if you level up Ayla to a really high level, like in the 70s or higher, her fist weapon changes form and becomes like a bronze and then a gold fist. And there's some kind of glitch in the Japanese version involving the bronze fist where you can equip it on other characters. So if you have that, if you've set up a New Game Plus file with that glitch, you can abuse the Bronze Fist's ability to do 99 damage on a critical to save several minutes on Lavos by bypassing the fact that you normally have to kill his arms or his bits in order to lower his defense. Oh, it's iron then bronze. Yeah, I've never actually gotten Ayla's fist evolutions myself, so I don't really know too much about the specifics. All Ending starts from a new file, so it is kind of a full playthrough. It's not the same as 100% though, because All Endings doesn't have to do all of the side quests. So I haven't actually watched all of Abda's All Endings run, but I saw parts of the Black Omen that actually looked really intense compared to 100%, just because he was a lot shorter on levels and equipment. Yeah, any percent is in speedrunning lingo generally just means beating the game as fast as possible, starting from a new file or a new game. You then you can layer different tags onto it to make a different category too. Like you can have like glitchless, new game plus, 100%, stuff like that. Hey, Loneliest Funk, doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna use the elixir glitch in this route, because that if I wasn't gonna use the elixir glitch, I'd have to grind for about half an hour in order to actually be able to kill Lavos. So unfortunately, because I missed the third bird skip in Truce Canyon, now I have to reset to reseed the RNG for Magus Castle. So this cost me a few seconds. Which version of the game? Super Nintendo? That's pretty much the only version anybody's ever ran of this game, seriously. The PlayStation version would be LOL because of loading times, and then the DS version wouldn't really be any different than a glitchless Super Nintendo version run. If you want to grind experience, as I understand it, the most efficient way to do so is to respawn the conveyor belt battles in the Genodome, because those are worth quite a bit of experience, and if you just leave the dome and go back in, it restarts all of the battles. Hey, Jenya. Yeah, free. Yeah, run the PlayStation version for free WR. Sounds like a winner to me. By defeat, he actually means run away from or avoid for the most part. Yeah, going pretty well. Just been enjoying a lazy day. It's a holiday here in the U.S. There's no multiple versions of the US version of this game, as far as I know. If anyone's new to this run, this fight is pretty special, thanks to glitching out Flea's AI. Yeah, Frog needs armor in order to survive getting hit by Slash. Yeah, someone else was asking about that earlier. I mean, the English and Japanese versions of Chrono Trigger are fairly different for speedrunning because of glitch differences, but I'm not aware of any, like, different versions of English ROM, like 1.0 or 1.1. This is Poison Dart Frog mode. I have not played any ROM hacks of this game, or really of any RPGs, period. This may look like kind of a straightforward fight, but I'm actually manipulating what Slash does and when I get critical hits. Tips for noob CT runner, don't worry too much about RNG manipulation before Magus Castle until you feel comfortable with the rest of the game. He's in Namekian, everybody knows that. Alright, nice. Would have saved more time there if I hadn't failed the bird skip, but I like where this is heading. A mimic chest. Chickened out on doing a double dodge in that one, but at least I made it. Yeah, frog's tongue is a little unusual. One of my favorite Easter eggs in the game is if you try to use Slurp Cut on Lavos. Try it yourself at home. You did miss Flea, sadly. Should have been a 119 there. Hey, Cosmic the Dolphin. Epic music time. Assuming I got the RNG set up right. Hey, Kasumi Blue. Looking good so far. Yeah, it'll take more than a day to play FF9 in full. Enjoy though. Don't be afraid to turn up the battle speed too, because it's a pretty slow-paced game otherwise. I was in derps there too. Better than to hold X that turn. Okay, so I lost time because of having to reset, but solid castle otherwise. Alright, so the next two splits are where I can gain some real time too, just because in my PB I had to fight an extra battle in the Tyranno lair to get more, because of Chrono dying to Slash. So that's worth about 30 seconds if I have a good Tyranno lair. And I can gain a minute on Rat and Knight, because if I get the manipulation right for the Sunken Desert battles. And I can gain some time on Lavos Shell too if I do my minor strat changes, right? Okay, Jeremy Abel. So if I have a pretty good last hour, I could potentially cut the 3 on this run. Which would be basically my final goal for this category. Yeah, no jinxes, please. It's not over till it's over. Oh. It's too bad you don't really save time from Chrono's name being short there as many times as it gets used, just because that text is all on autopilot. Okay, got the Lavos Skip. Dactyl's Nest has 2 pixel-perfect battle skips in the next section. I think I missed one of them in my PB. I think the bridge skip in Guardia Prison is the longest one, but that one's pretty close. Nice. Alright, double nice. Alright. Be in there. Finally figured out what I think is a pretty consistent setup for the first Dactyl's Nest skip, which is to run into that corner right there, move down a little bit, and then just lightly tap the D-pad so that I move 2 pixels to the left. Second one's a lot easier because you can use the ground as a visual cue for lining it up. Okay, hopefully that mistake I made on Magus with having Chrono attack 1 round instead of use slash doesn't cost me getting criticals with Ayla on the first Reptite battle. Nice, alright. Saves some more time too. Yeah, I wish you could honk on the pterodactyls or something. Yeah, I like the opening to this theme a lot more than the need of it. How do you honk a dinosaur? Very, very carefully. I have an RGB modded SNES, but I didn't do it myself. I bought it from a guy I know through the Speedrun community. I think taking out the fact that I had to do some extra menuing and stuff, I think I'm about 30 seconds behind where I was at this part in my 100% PB. Because there's more menuing and party swapping in any percent. Okay, I take that back. This is definitely the longest fade-out skip in the run. well worth it though, because I've heard Isabel II is a pretty hard boss in a speedrun setting. I've been speedrunning since like mid-2010 in some form or another. Started with Illusion of Gaia and Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, as long as, I mean, yeah, give it a try. I mean, as long as you have fun doing it. I mean, not everybody has fun speedrunning, in which case I would recommend pursuing other hobbies. But I have tons of fun. This is normal route. There's a little difference as far as what accessory Chrono has equipped, but other than that, it's pretty much the same fight in both categories. Hey! Nice. That was a good segment. Most of that's from not having to fight extra battles and then Tyranno lair, but that was a good Tyranno fight, and I got both of the Dactyl's Nest skips. Alright, I would say probably for me the most difficult part of the rest of the run is going to be the Sunken Desert battles between getting the right RNG seed going into it and then the Retinite fight. I've never really had too much trouble with the Lavos shell battles. Thank you, D Teneritus. Hey, Jair, thank you, sir. It's looking pretty good so far. If I play well in the next 45 minutes, can probably cut the 3. I've got about a minute to gain on the next split alone. Oh, that doesn't help though. What was I thinking there? Yeah, I ripped some of my time saved from skipping buying full tonics. That was just silly. I was holding right instead of down. Well, if Red Slash can lose the Johnny race and get a sub 3, I guess maybe I can go in the take it 2 extra teleporter trips and get a sub 3. Yeah, rip. Sadly, that's all we get to hear of Shala's theme in any percent. I'm probably going to offer Final Fantasy IV and Illusion of Gaia for next AGDQ, although, I mean, if somebody better at Final Fantasy IV, like Nirm or No Cash, offers it, they should get the run for sure, unless a race is wanted. There's a couple reasons. I mean, JRPGs are one of my favorite genre of games to play, period. I like how RPG runs are a bit on the longer side, so doing runs doesn't really kind of get old that quickly, just because there's always something new to optimize and do better at. Those are probably the 2 big ones. Thought that Luca was on the right for some reason. Well, I get the game changes your party formation quietly at this point after the Tyranno lair. Well, I ran IOG for SGDQ 2012, and it was kind of a tough sell back then too, just because of the game being, well, it'd be about a 2.5 hour estimate for a game that's not really super well known or popular and doesn't have really a ton of donation incentives, even if doing Gems Mansion is a pretty good one. This game came out in '95. It was the 20th anniversary of the North American release a couple weeks ago, in fact. Too bad you can't leave the Zeal Palace after powering up the pendant, otherwise you could actually skip all this part and just go back to the end of time and continue the run. The Lavos Shell skip route actually doesn't, because it doesn't need the Swallow Sword or the Blue Mail, so it doesn't, all it needs to do in Zeal Palace is talk to Plant Lady. So after doing that, you can just leave and go back to the end of time and skip all these cutscenes. Well, a Chrono Trigger cart probably costs more than a SNES console these days, so you probably got the better deal. Yeah, that's why I'm not, like, I don't begrudge Europe for getting Terranigma as an exclusive, given that they got shafted on most other good SNES RPGs. Like this, and Final Fantasy IV and VI, and Earthbound, for starters. Thank you, Goolicious. $30 for a CT card? That's insane. I usually see them on eBay for like 70 to 80 and up. Okay, 3 for 4 on bird skips this run. The one I missed is probably the most costly to miss, though, that doesn't translate into an instant reset, i.e. the first one. 589 damage. Alright, good. I knew it because I'm manipulating the outcome of the battles. Kind of complicated, but the short version is just that the order that I'm taking my actions in the battles is manipulating the outcome. That save and reset I did before entering this place is part of it too. Alright, looking good. Despite some derps in Zeal Kingdom. Okay. Don't want to forget that. I lost a run a while back because of forgetting that chest there. Yeah, this is sub 3 pace. I mean, sub 230 red night is sub 3 pace for sure. I don't have a ton of time to save on Lavos though. Maybe a couple seconds if I execute my new strats well. It's nothing. It's not big. It's just a couple little minor things here and there with like the memory cursor and what attacks I use on Zombor. Yeah, the 236 does Lavos Shell Skip. That saves about 20 minutes if you can get it quickly. Probably a little more because of being able to skip getting the Swallow and the Zeal, the Golem cutscenes and stuff. Hey, Skate. Good job with the FF12 commentary, from what I heard. Which unfortunately wasn't really a lot because I had to go to bed an hour or two after the run started, but what I heard sounded good. No Prism Helms in this run, sadly. We get memory or sight caps instead for chaos protection. Thank you, Chrono. Alright, let's do this. Why? Because I like it. It's the only FF Legend game I played as a kid. It's got some cool speed tech and skips too. Record is 2:36. The fastest time with the route I'm using is 2:58. Name Poexels from Super Castlevania 4. No, FF Legend is Saga 1. Seiken Densetsu 1 is Final Fantasy Adventure. Hey, Bowie. for Quake. Really tight with my slash inputs in this phase to cut out an extra attack on Azala's part. Alright, got it. Now friend to Nam and Marley. One more refight to go. This isn't really a refight since I didn't actually get to Mount Woe in the story. Alright, just one more challenge to go. And we should have ourselves a 259. Down, one to go. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost as if the art character designs in this game was done by the same guy who did the Dragon Ball series. I'll explain what I'm doing here after it's over. Alright, sub 259.30. That was a pretty intense last half hour of my life. Thank you everybody. Oh, that feels so good. Second ever sub 3 Chrono Trigger any percent with no Lavos Skip. Yeah, I saw Furious Paul got sub 32 CV4, which is insane. No, I'm not interested in Lavos Shell Skip. It's in my FAQ. I don't really like what Lavos Shell Skip does to the run as far as making it so there's no real final battle. It's just kind of a glitch fest, and it's also really hard to get the skip on top of an optimized run of the rest of the game. Alright, anyway, I promised to explain what happened here for the final battles, so what I did was I used an HP overflow glitch involving the Green Dream, which is a re-raise accessory, and an elixir, because you can't normally use healing items on this on enemies in this game, and but if you glitch out the game by having your whole party die and then a character get revived with the Green Dream or some other means of re-raise, like the Lifeline spell, and you have the RNG manipulated in the right way, you'll get a turn while the game thinks there's your whole party is still dead. And if you use that and then use an elixir on an enemy that has over roughly 16,000 hit points, it will give them more hit points than the game is capable of tracking, and then that does what's called an overflow, where it rolls over the highest possible value and then becomes a negative value, which then causes them to die instantly. Oh yeah, I'm gonna highlight this. Almost certainly gonna submit it to SDA too, assuming my recording was good, along with my 100% PB, so I can give the Chrono Trigger page an update. So yeah, just looking back, because now it's time for the obligatory looking at where mistakes were made and stuff. I mean, I lost time from RNG on the R series. The only other kind of consequential time losses were failing the Heckran... Well, not failing the Heckran Skip, failing the Save Anywhere setup once. I had to do 2 extra reloads. Once outside Magus' castle and once right before Magus. I mean, if all of those had gone better, I could have potentially cut Red Slash's time, but I don't care. I'm happy with sub 3. So yeah, shoutouts to the other Chrono Trigger runners who taught me well. Red Slash, Ottavino, Essentia, Abda Jr., El Gran Jerry. Oh, and I derped on the Zeal Kingdom segment too, and went back down the teleporter. So I mean, if I hadn't had to do any reloads and hadn't made that teleporter mistake, it might have been a 258. But again, I don't care. Sub 3 is sub 3. That's a really solid time for this category. I don't think it was 20 seconds. Maybe more like 10 to 15. And I still golded Retinite despite that, too.